That would have been an improper attitude for me as a commander in the field.
I understand that that's what you needed to project as a commander in the field.
Right.
My question is just about you personally. Were you personally concerned about the Serb generals threatening to come back?
You know, I must have been somewhat concerned because I wouldn't have said anything. But on the other hand, it was my responsibility. Remember, this was when this conflict ended. It ended with the Russian attempt to discredit and destroy the NATO operation through the Pristina airport caper. We never have learned really the truth behind this. We know that Colonel General Ivanov, who was one of the leaders at the time, was decorated in the Kremlin for this operation and considered it a great success. But in fact, what happened, and thanks to Mike Jackson on the ground, is that the Russians were sort of bottled up in the airfield. So what they had was a momentary crisis of command, but it was a crisis in command that was very, very significant, because at the time that the operation kicked off when the Russians crossed the Drina, it was early morning on Friday, June 11th. And shortly thereafter, we began to get indications through intelligence sources that this wasn't simply a one battalion renegade force, that there was a malign plan behind it. And that plan stemmed from with Russian airborne divisions preparing to be moved into Kosovo. So as that added a much more sinister context to it. Now, after the incidents on the 11th of December and the settlement, then as I recall, Secretary Albright, Secretary Cohen were in Finland for some time trying to negotiate this out with the Russians. I was on the phone several times, as I recall, with Secretary Cohen explaining that no, the Russians are not legitimate actors. The Russians are there with an axe to grind, and please don't upset the NATO operation and the plans that have been laid by making extra accommodations after Moscow's tried to disrupt the operations. I don't remember all the details of these conversations, maybe Secretary Cohen would, but the point was that there was an unsettled period that went on for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks afterwards, during which these other incidents occurred. So we knew that there was a certain dissatisfaction, let's say, further east with the outcome of the operation. And this also coincided with the rise of Yevgeny Primakov and Vladimir Putin inside Russia. Primakov had been recalled from exile. He was at that time the foreign minister.
You're kind of answering a question that wasn't asked.
It's true, but I think it's important that the court understand the context in which I, as the strategic commander, not the man on the ground.
Just a second,
the strategic commander.
General, he's going to have to ask you questions, and you have to answer them, and then Defense Counsel has a chance to have another go. So they'll get a chance to delve into some of those issues that maybe you thought should have been asked but weren't.
Okay, thank you.